scandal that's rocked the chess world, and I've never thought
Scandals in the chess world.
The expression.
Whoa, look out! Speaking of technology, have you noticed there's no like new technology? Like, what's been new recently?
Yeah,
There's nothing new out there in the world.
You mean like life changing or
Yeah,
shattering
like
technology?
when when the iPhone came out, they had the like the beer app, and that was like peak technology. You could like you take the phone, you kind of pour it, and it looks like you're pouring a beer. And I was like, Mom, I have to have this phone because that's like I can pour a beer out of my phone. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no.
But then and then it's like Bluetooth came out of nowhere, and like all this crazy wireless charging, like crazy shit.
They got
and
too advanced too quickly, I think. And
then we're just stagnant.
Yeah.
iPhone comes out and it's like nothing new, but get the new iPhone.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
Well, there is something new. They took away the noise canceling.
That's right. Yeah, they changed the what was it, the iPhone 12 or iPhone 13?
Yeah, I think 13
iPhone
and after, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
So you have noise cancellation, which was great when it was out. And then the new phones come out and you take away the noise cancellation, so everybody has worse phone calls.
Right. So
have you noticed that? Do you have the new one yet?
I don't.
So like if I'm on the phone with you, right? What it really hamstrings me a lot because my wife calls me. She can hear everything that's going on in the background. So there's no like hiding.
okay.
Like you can definitely hear the restaurant's music in the background.
Are you in Longhorn?
Yeah, exactly what happened. I mean, it happens. Yeah. It's like she's like, "Oh, you're out to lunch." I'm like, "Ah, fuck. No, I'm not spending money."
Yeah, I mean, it just makes zero sense, and it's noticeable. Obviously, I don't have the new one, but you even brought it up, and then we Googled it and found out that
it's just
they
crazy.
took it away.
I mean, I don't know, man. Technology is like just whack.
Yeah, well, it's just everything in the vehicles as well. I mean, the cars now have to be updated.
Stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, well, like it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Like if you don't update your car, then what your GPS navigation just doesn't work.
Like once you sit in your car for 15 minutes while it updates.
I know.
Yeah.
How annoying is
like-
that? Do I have time for that? No.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't make
chance.
any sense.
No chance at all. But hey, I guess Elon's gonna start saving the Poppy Elon will start saving us here soon.
Yeah, I've thought about buying a Tesla just to like be a part of the new wave.
Yeah.
Of, like the
Just
new
to
technology.
fit in and be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I would tear that up. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way I could keep. Like it's not built tough. I can almost guarantee that. Like not tough enough
It's built
to.
fast. I hear they're super fast.
You know
Yeah.
that Rivian that's outside?
Yeah.
That's an electric SUV. It's a different company than Tesla, but it has 835 horsepower.
Oh my god.
And I when I saw that outside, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me one.
Yeah. That's Andy from Silla Groups. That's his car.
The price tag on
Really?
that thing has to be
I think it's 130.
Oh
120 or
my
130.
god.
Hey, nothing compared to. I saw one of the new Hummers. And was talking to John about it. Went and Googled it the other night, thinking maybe.
How much do you think a Hummer goes for?
Now they're nice. They're nice looking, but
I mean,
it's a fucking Hummer.
nothing better than my SUV, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would think. Like nothing higher than like a nice Lincoln SUV. So
No, try it. So what? It was 90, 100 maybe. Try 190.
190.
190.
Now, mind
Buy
you,
a Lambo
this
or a
Hummer,
fucking Hummer.
This Hummer does crab crawl. The whole
Yeah, no. I'm currently trying to come up with 190. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a badass vehicle.
the whole thing shifts like it doesn't. You can have it not turn. So if you're in changing lanes of traffic, you just shift.
Yeah, the car doesn't fucking turn. You just
What?
It does, like it doesn't.
Oh,
you don't-
dude.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
I want one.
So
Yeah.
my biggest criticism of the Humvee is the interior layout. Like,
I don't know if the Hummers are built the same as the Humvees.
Yeah, I think this is like H2 type.
I've been in the H2 and the H3, and like the problem is like the center console and stuff. It feels
too
very
big.
Ruggy.
It feels very chopped up on the inside.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
They had an H1. I really want an H1, like the Humvee type. They had one down in
Oh man, I got a cool ass picture for you.
at
then.
Bilton, an all black one. And but those things go for like if they're
Let me see
in
this
good shape,
picture.
they go for like $150, which is just too much.
Messed up.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tear it up. Again, I just certain things you buy.
It's already $5 for a gallon.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to like move to Russia in order to be able to get.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
For that.
Let me see if I find
I
this
bet,
picture.
yeah, there's probably a ton of them. Why does it feel like there's a ton of Humvees in Russia? Like there's probably
They don't
armored
maintain-
vehicles,
they
not
don't maintain
Humvees.
their roads, so
Yeah, like
have
everything's
to,
just
so you
rough
don't-
and rugged.
Blow your back out.
So you were saying there's no like new technology. What
No
would
new
you,
technology.
What would you like? What kind of technology do you want them
I've-
to just come up with? Like, if you don't have to do the engineering, just be like, I want a thing that does this.
I want the Star Wars hologram. So when I could set my phone down and a hologram pops up.
That would be legit.
I'm telling you, like that. How cool would that be? Like
Yeah.
we have FaceTime, so just make it holographic, okay?
It can't be
we
but
have
so far
FaceTime.
off though, because that Tupac hologram. Remember that?
What the fuck are you
You
talking
got-
about, Tupac hologram?
You've never seen the Tupac hologram?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, like I don't know. This was like 7 years ago or something on stage during a concert. I think it was a Snoop Dogg concert. They put a hologram of Tupac,
Oh,
like from the rafter, like just a hologram appeared on stage, like a full life size Tupac dancing around.
see, that's
on
what I'm saying.
stage.
So I haven't seen.
But it
that
looks
instance.
legit
I
as
haven't
fuck.
seen that instance, but you're telling me that that's not going to be used now. Like I haven't seen that before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was 7 years ago, so you know how quickly it
Like
progresses.
technology
I mean,
is degraded.
yeah, only
Like why would that but not be more of a thing?
yeah. I think it's only like to us, it's degraded, like it's stagnant. That way, the next wave is going to be probably insane.
I
Like
hope.
the next drop of new
I
technology.
hope, man.
Did you guys see the Google Glass thing they were going to come out with?
The glasses.
No.
Is it basically just a pair of glasses that overlay data over what you're looking at?
Yeah.
I've heard
that's
about it. I
pretty
didn't
cool.
watch anything on it, but I've heard about it.
I think that would be kind of neat. So like
Yeah.
not have to like hold your phone. It would just puts like GPS directions in front of your eyeballs, and
It's gotta be super distracting. though.
So
Well, they have those Ray Bans now that you can
Yeah, take photos.
and videos of. Just
Yeah.
press a button on the side and record. It's,
I mean, it's so cool, but it wrecks the world. Like even myself, I catch myself because you have your phone. You can watch like YouTube, for example. I just watch it all the time. Like if you're bored for a second, you just flip on your phone.
Yeah.
I catch myself like not going outside as much, not doing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with these kids. These kids nowadays aren't.
Oh
going
yeah, the kids are
outside.
wrecked. I mean, that's all they know to do.
so think of it as like Pokemon Go, kind of augmented reality stuff, where you're outside, it's seeing
Yeah.
the world, and it's just giving you additional information while you're outside.
Well, the VR stuff is it? Yeah, virtual reality.
Virtual reality is when you actually like you're completely encompassed by what you're
Immersed.
seeing.
Immersed in what
Augmented
you're doing.
reality is when you're looking at the real world around you, but you see like holographic.
I'm with you. Like
stuff
RoboCop
on top of it.
RoboCop.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's like
sir.
it's like a heads up display, like you're a fighter pilot. Like I feel like that would be super.
That's pretty badass. But I hate the heads up display in like vehicles.
Oh, what? I
there's-
love
right.
it.
I fucking hate
I
it.
No,
I
love
didn't.
it.
It
I
has-
didn't
it-
buy a GMC one time because it had heads up display.
Oh,
it's not
man,
as good
poor
as it's
decision.
gonna be in the long term. It's like it's still getting.
Yeah. But I,
I
don't
mean-
know if I like the real world. I don't like things being in my way. Like I don't wear sunglasses as much. I don't know if you've noticed.
I
Like, when I
love
play golf,
sunglasses.
like I'm just not used to them. I've gotten better.
Okay.
Went down to the Keys, so I had to get them.
Yeah.
The whole
It'll
world
wreck
was
your
on
eyes
fire.
not wearing
Yeah.
sunglasses, dude.
But like I don't like things being in my vision path. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So augmented reality probably not gonna.
It's
be
not
your
going to
thing.
be for me, yeah.
fair.
But the virtual reality stuff, some of that shit is nuts.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the new
Yeah.
documentaries of what people are having like actual meetings with other people, just not in real life, just online?
Yeah, it's awesome.
But they're still talking to them. They're still, I
Yeah.
mean,
What's like the whole Pokemon Go thing? I mean, I thought that was brilliant because you got kids out of the house, you got people moving around.
yeah, that was super cool.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
like, whatever. But as long as people are out doing stuff, that's great. Like, but this virtual reality, like, so we were down in Florida, and they have a whole huge like place where you can go in. You stand in a room. They give you like eye set earphones, everything in a blaster. Like a little fake blaster, and you stand in the middle of a room, and then it's like Star Wars, and so you're like fighting things. And,
Oh, is this when you're on the running thing?
no, it wasn't running thing. It was like you're in a
But
room.
it was same
concept.
Okay.
But you're able to move around the room, and it was really cool. But then like when you get done, it's like you're done, right? And you leave, and you're like, okay. Like,
Yeah. Was it worth it? You mean?
It was
Like,
expensive as shit, but I don't know. I don't know.
it's, yeah.
It was
what
okay.
Can you do?
But I think the integration of Pokemon Go or something to that effect, where you're out physically moving and doing stuff. Like Pokemon Go is like you go to historical sites and parks and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
so I think that was really cool. I think it.
I'm not sure how much like new back to the comment like new technology coming
Yeah.
out. I think we're almost to the point where it's going to have to be like big innovations that change technology
Absolutely.
much more than where we're at.
Yeah.
So like cars.
Yeah.
Cars I feel like are almost at the peak now. As you say that, there's like next week there'll be something new that comes out. But it's just like the phones, there hasn't been any drastic changes necessarily.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? Like hovering cars? I mean, honestly, if you
Yeah.
look at some of the stuff like Tesla's doing, cars can't go much faster
Nope.
without like injuring people at this point.
Yeah.
Your
That's fair.
your luxury vehicles, your SUVs. I mean,
They're already. I mean,
yeah,
they got
you know,
back massagers in the seats.
exactly. I
So
mean,
it's like-
how much more can you actually do?
That's fair.
So, I think the next step is hovering cars, and how far are we away from that? Probably a little while.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll come out with like new body types and stuff like that, but same thing with phones. How much more can you get out of a phone until you come up with like holograms?
Holograms,
You know, and
yeah.
how close are we to actually being able to do that?
Yeah.
So iPhone has slowed down, and each phone comes out the same thing. Like, oh, we added a third camera.
Right.
It doesn't change the picture, but we have a third camera. Unless
saw-
you're really into it, but most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, I saw a little thing about this new 14. Somebody like took it apart, and it could have been completely fake. So I don't hold anything to this, but they said that the 2 extra cameras were just fake. They were just like a placebo.
Oh, yeah,
and
I've seen
And
stuff about
there's
that.
only really 1 camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be really like not cool. And I don't want to take my phone apart to find out, but I was like, that's kind of shitty. And if that's how like they're bolstering these cameras are huge. I mean,
Yeah.
they're sit off the phone. Like you have to have a special case. So
Well,
they
do you
don't
guys
get
remember?
busted.
You guys remember? And everybody had it. Like, I don't know, the uncle or the dad or whoever when we were younger that was on their cell phone a lot. I don't know. When we were kids, it didn't feel like most people were on their cell phones unless they were like in construction or like a salesperson or something.
Yeah.
In my world, it was in construction. They're always on the phone making calls about work.
Okay.
But they had like the Nokias or the old cell phones
Or the bleep,
But-
bleep.
Yeah, they had them for years though. I mean, the Nextels kind of came
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and out, but the other little phones lasted forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Now my iPhone stops working after
Your battery doesn't stay charged.
6 months.
Yeah.
And that's
Starts bugging
it like
out.
forces people to buy
Well, there's
new
been
stuff.
lawsuits for it.
Yeah, I know, but who's gonna win that?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Apple-
The huge multimedia.
yeah, they
company,
run
yeah.
the world, but it's now also another thing with the phones is back in the day you had a 2-year every 2 years you could upgrade. I think they still do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing. But they call it an upgrade. You come in, you have the ability to upgrade, you just buy another phone
Oh,
at full
100%.
price.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, you now qualified for an upgrade. Like, bitch, I can just walk in any time and buy a new phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to wait for the 2 year and then okay, now you can buy a new phone. Like
They're
thank you.
allowing you to.
Yeah, but it's the stupidest shit ever. And
Yeah.
people who don't know that are, I don't know what to tell you because it used to be you paid like $20 and they gave you the phone at the 2-year upgrade. Like
Yeah.
you got rid of your phone, you paid 40, whatever it was, 20, 40, $50 and they gave you the new phone. Now, of course, they probably put it in with the package, you pay more monthly or whatever and they just hit it. But fucking look at my phone bill. They're hiding shit in there all the time. I mean,
yeah.
phone bills are still ridiculous. So I don't know. It's just everything's kind of seems like more of a racket now, and they're just
Deceptive marketing.
they're finding out
yeah.
ways to gouge people.
Well, it's like I get Xfinity calls me. They're like, "Hey, sorry, something wrong with your account." But yeah, while we got you on the phone, like we have this new like basically Ring camera that we do. So they like, we'll send it to you. It's free. Like no big deal. Like check it out if you want it. Keep it. Cool. It's like it's all on us. It's like cool.
Yeah.
So they sent it to me. I'm like cool. I didn't want it, so I set it on the counter. Never touched it. Never opened nothing.
Yeah.
I get my bill in, and they charged me for the camera. And I'm like, so I
Yeah.
call. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even want this thing.
Yeah.
And yet now you're charging me for it. And so it's like, oh yeah, error on our part. Like no problem. So I was like, all right, cool. Just like hit my account back with the funds you stole from my account.
Yeah.
And so didn't do it. Another month goes by. I go into the store and they go, I go into the store to talk to somebody about it and return the stuff. And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't take that here. You got to send it back to corporate.
Yeah.
And we can't issue no refunds. It's like a fucking a little fuck
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Just to screw people out of. It was like $130. But like, can you imagine they did it to fucking 12,000 people?
So hard.
That's crazy.
Like actual physical things now, I feel like the only things you don't get screwed on. So, for example, like a storage unit, just monthly bills we're talking here. I have a storage unit. It costs me, I think it's $160 a month. I hate that I pay for it. I shouldn't have it, but I do pay it each month. It's the same exact thing every month. I don't even have to look at my.
You just know
my
it's
debit card.
$160 coming out.
Yeah, I just
bang.
know it's going to be that bill. That's how bills are supposed to be most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless you're like when you were young and you ordered a pay-per-view, whether it be like boxing or WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's
WrestleMania all day.
That's when you knew your TV bill would change. My TV bill changes all the time, it feels like. And it's like $210 and I just have internet and I like cut off a bunch of channels because nobody used them.
Right.
But when I cut off all the channels, it went from like 240 to 210. And in my area, like you have to have internet because it doesn't have a good phone service or anything like that.
Right.
So like they took off $30, but I guarantee in other places, like if you chop that back, if you're living in the middle of town, people aren't paying $200 for internet.
Nah, no
It
chance.
just feels like they know, like they can just kind of pick you apart.
Yeah.
And all the contracts are so in depth and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like for somebody like me, I don't get into all that.
Yeah.
So I just have to take what
A
they're
whopping.
telling me, and
Yeah.
just eat it.
That sucks.
Unless I'm just gonna boycott, and who gives a shit if one person boycotts?
Yeah, but the thing is too is
You
like
know what I mean?
it's kind of a monopoly system, like our like the power. Like the power company comes the other day and they just yank the power bill up, and you're like, hold on, what the fuck? I don't want to pay more for my power.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you gonna do about it? We're the only power company here.
Yeah. Go to somebody else.
Yeah, what do you want me to go to somebody else?
Yeah, and
I mean, there's one person in town that does power.
Also,
And our illustrious government is supposed to make sure that
No
they don't
monopolies?
screw us over
Yes.
like that.
yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, I mean, to speak on power, we build houses. We know
Yeah.
power companies. A local company in the area, a big one,
Mm-hmm.
and you know this. And a subdivision, for example, it's one company that you can get.
Oh, yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So you can't go to the other 4 companies that are around. And dealing with those people, it's a monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can
And
tell
they
you
know it.
They can tell you what you're going to do, when you're going to do it,
Yeah.
and you can't do anything about it.
Yep.
They can tell you to
It's
fuck
not like
off.
yeah, you
We'll be
can't
there
go to
when you
somebody
get
and
there.
go, hey, so Joe from this company is being really mean to me, and they're gonna go, that sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Joe runs the fucking world over there.
Yeah.
It's a tough time to be working class.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. It's
What do you
I
do?
mean that, and it's just like everything's like that. Like same thing with the power or the like Comcast. You only have that provider.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
you
I fight
only
that same
have.
fight, yeah.
It's not like you can go. Oh, am I gonna get FiOS or am I gonna get Comcast? Like when I took that phone call the other day when we were driving down the road, and I took that phone call.
Yeah.
And it was like somebody called me from like Cox or Spectrum. Spectrum.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing,
Yep,
and they're like.
yep.
They're like, hey, we do this thing in your area. Would you like to get a quote? I was like, nah, I got Comcast, and they're the only one in my neighborhood. And she's like, yeah, but I'll give you a quote. And she's like super aggressive. And then I was like, no,
was
sorry, like
odd.
I only have Comcast in my neighborhood. I know for a fact. Trust me, I do it for a living. I know for a fact it's only Comcast. And she got so mad, she hung up on me. Like she was mad. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was-
the
it was
heck is going
ridiculous.
on here? But
To Comcast. So I just, you guys know, I built a house a year and a half ago now. I had to get some kind of internet service in the area because, like I said, phones don't work very good out there. The guy at the end of my road, and he's 300 yards past my house, 400 yards past my house, had talked to Comcast in the past, and they wanted to charge him like $35,000 to bring Comcast up.
God.
So I got on the phone with them, and again, we deal with this pretty much daily. So I know some people in the area who work for Comcast, like their install people and stuff like that. So I called around after negotiation. We got it down to, I believe it was 14 or 15, and I was able to. Everybody kind of split it with me, but $15,000 just to bring Comcast
To
It
the
was-
area.
Well, they stopped when they built the initial subdivision. It's like a redneck subdivision it's out in the middle of nowhere, but they stopped at like a corner. It was 2,000 feet, so 2,000 feet of Comcast,
Cost $15K.
$15K.
Jesus.
Yep, and there's no like I can negotiate it down to that, but other than that, they were like whatever, and you have to send a check beforehand, which that's not a small amount of money to somebody like me. You send a check
It's not a
out,
small amount of money to anybody.
and there was like 90 or 120 days where they would just get back to you.
oh my
And you know how when you
God.
try to call these places, you have to talk to corporate, and like
They
half
don't,
the
they don't know you. They don't know
yeah,
what's
They
going
don't-
on.
and
They
half
don't
the
know
time
crap.
you can't get them on the phone anymore. They say, "Oh, we have our new internet service. You can click here," and some of them will just hang up on you. Like,
Yeah.
you can do this on the app. See ya.
Yep.
So imagine dealing with that and
Did you
sending
ever
a
try to
50
get Google on the phone? I've had to do that for
well, yeah.
work too.
Now
and
imagine
that's-
sending a
that's crazy.
15K check to Google. Not talking. I mean, talking to somebody like one time and then being like, 120
just
days, maybe
ignore
we'll
you.
be out.
Yeah.
Like Jesus,
Well, it's like-
hope I didn't get ripped there.
There's a algorithm to Comcast. So I used to do it for a living where I had to contact all these different utility companies, and there's an algorithm to get to a live person in Comcast.
Yeah, Lexi's told
It's
me about that.
insane. It's like you have to when you go to, they have an automated system that normally handles everything, like the average person that handles everything. There's a way to like click certain numbers and say certain things to get through to that, and there's a hard tracking method of how to get to a live
you
person.
hit like one,
It's
then you
hard.
hit 3, and then you hit 8,
Yeah.
and then you hit 0.
Yeah, and then then you have to say something, and it's like it's a whole thing. It's crazy. What a world.
So Preston, you were saying that when you built your house, they had to you had to pay $15,000. You guys collectively had to pay $15,000 to
Correct.
get
The community, yeah.
Comcast to come to where you
Yeah.
were. And it sounds like, based on what you were saying earlier, that they didn't even give you a discount on the service that you pay for every month. So
No.
you paid $15,000 for the privilege of being able to continue to pay for
$200
their
something
service
dollars a month.
that
Yes.
they can cut off at any time that
Yeah.
they want.
Yep.
Yeah, and
But their infrastructure is in place that they're going to continue to make money off of the next people who live in your house or
Yep.
the next people who
100%.
move into the neighborhood. So you paid for them to lay the infrastructure for their business.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, think about this as well.
It's a hell of a business model.
And
Yeah.
he did it with a smile because now he's got internet at his
Yeah.
house.
It's a hell of a business model.
Yeah, I've got kids. I had to have it, but
Yeah.
we chopped it a few ways, but there were like 5 or 6 houses back there that did not pay at all to get the service.
Oh, wow.
And the service had to run past their house. So Comcast just got an additional 5 or 6 customers, and those people didn't have to pay shit. I mean, the world we live in is what it is. They just didn't respond, and we're like, we'll see if this new guy who just moved in, he'd probably do it anyways,
Yeah.
which I
same,
did.
Same thing's going to happen out in Amosville. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Now we're gonna do the same game over there.
Yeah.
Try to get
You can't have, like you were saying, you got to have internet, you got kids. I mean, you can't have a safe neighborhood anymore without internet.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Well, that or like schooling. Everything in school now is all internet stuff. So you have the
Yeah,
kids,
that's true, too.
that's how they're learning.
Yep.
So
I've got a number from Comcast before on a build to bring
we
Comcast.
probably shouldn't be shitting on Comcast so much. Like, we're going to get a cease and desist letter. or
Yeah,
something.
right. I've got a number from Comcast before though of
they know how shitty they are.
$100,000 to bring Comcast to a property. $100,000.
Yikeroonies.
Yeah.
Yes. Now there were if you can use the power lines, maybe you can chop it down some, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Still $100K.
That's nuts.
Yeah, for them, that's like one flight to Tahiti for one of their corporate
Yeah.
executives.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
like
to an
nothing.
average person, they're going to actually throw out that number, $100,000.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
And they're like, and if you don't like it, then sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's nothing-
exactly.
Nothing else you
wait
can do.
for Elon to solve it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
which is what a lot of people are doing.
Starlink, baby.
Yeah, a lot of people are having to do that. So
Daddy Elon. He's
Hey,
gonna figure it out.
I was looking up technology stories where you guys were talking to see if there was anything new, but this is kind of unrelated, but you guys might want to weigh in on it. So there was a chess grandmaster,
Okay.
who was
yeah, this
facing-
him
and then
and
the guy
Magnus Carlsen got pissed. Is that you talking about that? Magnus accused him of cheating.
accused him of cheating using a vibrator inside of his body. Have you ever heard like a?
How can you cheat with? I'm
Well, the
curious.
guy
I
he-
guess they were saying it was sending him signals through the vibrations.
Yeah,
and it was
the-
like up inside of him.
The guy who was accused. Was
How does that help you with chess though?
He got caught cheating online. Well, it's like optima. Oh, that's going to be a hard one. Optimization of play. It's basically like the perfect theory. Like if you play poker, there's an actual theory
Yep.
of exactly how you should play. So it's just buzzing. Like I guess like he goes to move here. He's thinking about this. Maybe he's saying it out loud. I don't know. I didn't watch the videos or anything. But it's like buzzing. Buzz means no. Buzz means yes type deal. So if it's
Oh,
Well,
so-
once for do that, and twice for don't do that.
exactly
Kind of thing.
something like that.
Oh, so
three's
like-
just a
oh.
party. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Three's just
it's like,
enjoyable.
boom, chicka, boom,
Yeah,
chicka, boom.
It's
exactly.
like the scandal that's rocked the chess world, and I've never thought of
Scandals in the chess world.
the expression.
Whoa, look out.
I know.